So in 1909, the irrigation pumps were operating and water was in the channel, the main channel. So there was a big delegation from Melbourne to go and see this wonderful pump, pumping the water up in wooden pipes up to the stilling basin and flowing out into the channel.
The main purpose of the SMP is replacing the main delivery channel in Merbein and Red Cliffs.
The objective for the business case and the request from the Commonwealth Government was for Lower Murray Water to be able to deliver a water savings of 7 gigalitre, which then ties back into the Murray-Darling Basin plan. So it's a water saving back into the environment, back into other future flows, etc. So savings of being able to remove channels, improve metering, the likes, that was achievable. And that now has been delivered back to the Commonwealth already.
The challenges that I've had in my role as an engineering manager was associated with the amount of design effort required to roll out the SMP, also the interactions between the different contract parties. So we've had contractors building pipelines, other contractors putting together the channel automation system and making those two integrate together and the whole system work.
There are significant benefits associated with the Sunraysia Modernisation Project. Certainly 365-day a year water supply to the majority of our customers, which was far more than what we anticipated in the original business case. We were able to augment and extend the work significantly above what we anticipated in the business case.
The original scope was around the 7 kilometres, and we've been able to more than double that through looking for efficiencies and going out to the market to try and improve pricing.
In addition to that, we've managed to automate all of the networks so that all the networks together are one continuous operation.
The market has been so hungry for work that we've been able to get economies of scale and value out of that. I think if we'd tried to deliver this 5-10 years ago, we wouldn't have been anywhere near the scope we have now available.
Biggest challenge was the planning, the construction, the commissioning and delivering of water to the growers all at the same time.
The relatively short time frame of the winter schedule, so you can do only certain works in a certain period of time, which is quite challenging, as well as replacing essentially water to customers at the same time as delivering this project. And there is not, so everything is live. You do commissioning live, and that is quite challenging. It's also very unusual. But we have done this all very successfully, and I'm very happy with the outcome.
In terms of milestone, each and every milestone was met, or we finished ahead of that. In terms of budget, we have done far better because we have produced a lot more scope from the original business case.
I think we probably went at it in a different fashion. It's been run as off to one side from Lower Murray Water. We went out and got an independent project director, and we've had 2 of those over the period of time that we've been operating as SMP. That's worked particularly well.
Well, I think a lot gets back to really good planning at the beginning of a project. Here, the deliberate decision was taken to have the project team a bit outside of the water authority. Water authorities are good what they're doing, sort of in an operational sense. But project delivery usually requires slightly different skills. It's all about being on time, on budget, and be really focused and targeted. And so we had that sort of freedom. We could make those decisions reporting to a slightly different governance body called the Project Control Group, PCG, and that really has helped. And I think this is one of the key reasons why the project was successful, just the way the governance was set up.
I think from top to bottom, everybody has contributed, right from board level to the PCG level, down to the team, because the amount of delegation, independence, and the support that they had provided has made it happen, actually. And so we have been process-oriented, but efficiently process-oriented. We've done all the right things, but done in a very cooperative and super speed manner, actually.
It's the relationship between the project team and Lower Murray Water is very strong and was strong. And that really has helped, because projects are only a success if all parties work together to one goal. And I see this over and over again on other projects. It doesn't work, but here it has worked. So all parties had the very same interest to make it a success, and that's what we've achieved.
SMP really has been seen, not just at a state level, but at a federal level as the way to manage a project and the way to deliver a project. It's really been leading the way in how a project can succeed and how it can be really seen in a positive light by community and growers.
We've showed the government that it's not only the big cities that can deliver these great projects and be successful. And going forward, that's probably a real positive for the region.
Lower Murray Water have really showed that you can do projects of this magnitude and this cost effectively and efficiently in a regional location. And there's a lot of local stakeholders that are more than willing to help to ensure that the dollar goes a little bit further. And I think that that's been achieved in this first stage of the SMP, and hopefully we can get some more funding to extend that out, because there's a lot of options here to be able to deliver more produce to international markets.
Well, as a government, we love projects being delivered on time and on budget with huge environmental benefits and huge economic benefits, and this project ticks all the boxes.
So the engagement that we've had with customers has been, I guess, our primary focus with this project. So we found that engaging early was really productive for us, and having that opportunity to reach out to customers that we may not have had opportunities to reach out to previously has been a real benefit and a real strength of the project and the team.
The SMP team have done that particularly well, keeping growers informed. We've had a lot of communication with them over the whole period of the project.
From day one, I felt that the community, the integration within the community, that was just always extraordinary. I was very, very happy with the way people, because our whole team, we're coming from different parts of the world, and I think we all took away that the community is great. They've embraced us, we've embraced the community, and we're sort of very happy here. Absolutely. And I can only recommend it to any other person to come to Mildura, I have to say. SMP
really has had not just an impact on growers with the pipeline and water efficiency and water security, but at its peak, the contractors, there was about an additional 200 in town, which has seen obviously the tourism industry benefit. There's been a social benefit with them getting involved in the community, sporting clubs, restaurants, caravan parks. That's all been impacted really well through this project. And we really want to push now and hinge off this SMP to show that we're a region that can really deliver when it comes to the horticultural industry.
The result of the SMP is going to be a very good thing for the area, because it's going to allow diversification of crops.
It's going to mean that we're going to have access to water for the whole year, 365 days of the year, and it will mean that it will give us more flexibility with irrigation.
I think this is going to be really an adrenaline shot to the local producers to give them some confidence.
I think I always saw this project as an enabling project. I think the benefit we will be seeing probably going forward quite a lot in terms of agriculture, productivity in the area. You will see that people can sort of plant different crops going forward, the winter crops, having 365 days of water. It's fantastic. It's a great outcome for the community, and it will be a game changer in the area.
The whole system has been designed for the whole of the district, the whole irrigatable district, being in capacity. Now, currently it's not, of course. There's a lot of dried off areas, not using anywhere near as much of the capacity of the systems that we could do. Hopefully the modernisation project will give the impetus to be able to deliver that, and other customers who will grow us to come in.
Recently we've had some discussions with some of our growers who are starting to see the real benefits of the project, and there's several instances where customers have come to us and said, we've been able to double our production, you know, where with this diversification of crops that gives us avenues of revenue that we haven't previously had available to us. So we're starting to really see those flow-on effects now of customers being able to really benefit and see a tangible result.
Being able to have access to water all year round on a daily basis has really enabled Chalmers to grow our operations in Merbein. We've been growing wine grapes here since 2010, but part of our philosophy of wine grape growing is also winter irrigation, and so it's been very helpful to have the pipeline in that regard. But we've also been able to this year set up a boutique nursery operation which has a high level of demand on water daily through winter, and without the SMP we wouldn't have been able to do this.
Well, if the growers are doing well, it then flows back into the whole economy, so that's a big plus. And this has given the growers the opportunity to grow different things as well.
The SMP development the timing was perfect with that. I know it was a long gestation period to actually get the feds and the state government aligned to make this happen. But it has fingered very well into the state and federal government's investment into rail infrastructure. So not only will we be able to grow more produce, but with the development with the rail line and the upgrading, standardisation and, you know, continued commitment by government to that rail transport mode, I think that we'll have an opportunity to ship more produce out in a more efficient and effective manner. So, you know, to have, you know, a 21st century water delivery system matched to a 21st century rail system, connecting to the port and connecting to the world.
The most important thing is that by gaining greater efficiencies with our water use, you are getting more growers reinvest. You know, we only have to look over at, you know, the Kumialla, the Merbein area, which just a few short years ago, we had acres and acres of dead vines, dead orchards. More than 50% of that land has now been sold. And it's been sold because they now know they've got access to water.
We've got some of the best land, we've got fantastic access to water, we've got sunshine, we've got a lovely dry climate that allows us to use less chemicals and move more towards organics. You know, I'm constantly recommending to other people to really consider regions like this to grow grapes.
We are an amazing source of fresh produce that does go all around the world. So we need to ensure that we're planning for that future shortage of resources in our region. And the only way we're going to do that is by delivering major projects that give major efficiencies back to the grower, back to the region, which in turn is back to the whole Australian economy.
Well, this is a really exciting project, and what it means is improved environmental outcomes, but also local jobs for local people. We see local producers having enhanced farm gate prices as a result of the free trade agreements that have been entered into by the government, and projects such as this allowing year-round production, more diversity in the crops, means they're better placed to take advantage of the opportunities that are coming through international trade and opportunities that are coming in our local market. So a $103 million investment by the Commonwealth, an investment that is well worth it, that is delivering results here in this local region, but also delivering results nationally.